It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. I know we've already done one this year, and I didn't want to wait till 2022 to kick off another one. So we are doing another WTC Wrestling Trivia Challenge bracket. You can't hear me? You're muted, Jeff, for some reason. And he's gone. Anyway, I'm Greg Cherry, of course, the reigning, defending. I say defending, and I use that term loosely because it's only like once or twice a year now, but the fact still remains. I am, of course, the WTC champion, Greg Cherry, and we are going to have quite an amazing show today because it's just the one thing. Unless, of course, and it's really up to you guys if you want more than that. And apparently Brett does because he's kicking it off right away. So I do want to put this. Here we go. So just for the record, hats are accepted today. We are going to do some wheel spins. If you guys donate, we'll still do that. But the main thing for today is what you all came for, and it's the WTC bracket reveal. And once Jeff is back, we will hop right into that. But like I mentioned, Brett Storm wants to get this party started the right way. So we are going to do that because he has donated, and we are going to get a spin off that wheel. So let me just make sure it's not the wheel I set up for the other day because, oh, yes, it is. All right. Let's open this. Oh, wow. It's been a while. Okay. So here's what happened. I need to put in. I'm missing something. Oh, that's why. That's why. Screwed it up. All right. So Brett's asking, how long has that physical wheel been in the background? I just, it was actually my wife's decision to put it back there. It's not right either. Hold on one second.
Howdy.
There he is. All right.
Okay,
Jeff.
So, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was throwing it to you.
I'm not sure what happened, but it kicked me out of the studio when my microphone came unplugged, and then when I tried to go back in, it wouldn't let me back in. When I hit enter studio, it would bring me back to the main menu. It's like, no, not what I said. So I'm on the phone now, so we'll see how it goes.
My cat is stuck on my shirt.
Oh, jeez.
How you doing?
There's a really bad joke, but I'm not going to tell it on this episode. Maybe next Cherry show.
There you go. All right. So, Brett Storm did donate, but apparently I didn't save the wheel from the last time, so I got to redo it.
Oh, okay.
So, that being said,
Yes.
I'm going to throw it to you to talk while I set up the wheel about the WTC bracket. So, you don't know any of the participants.
No, I don't.
And I looked at the bracket earlier today, just to once over it, and we do have a couple returning people, but we have way more first-time competitors in this tournament, which is
thing, I guess.
It is. It's really exciting for the future of the show.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, without knowing any of the competitors, what should we be able to expect from this tournament going on?
Well, I'll tell you this. Based on my participation in the tournament last time to crown your contender, it'll be nothing short of if you think that Greg hasn't earned his trivia championship reign and hasn't earned his status, you're not watching the right shows. These people that go into this thing, that Greg recruits, that Greg, sees their stuff, if you will, on trivia matches in other divisions, if you will, other brands, if you will. He really has taken it upon himself over the years to get the best of the best involved in this tournament, involved in the Jack of all trades tournament, which currently has me as the champion. He doesn't take this lightly as if it's just some, okay, this is what I do on YouTube on Wednesdays. Cool. No. Greg has taken that championship belt in front of him and the work it took to get there very, very seriously. Very, very
Absolutely
seriously.
So before we get into the brackets, I had mentioned Brett Storm right at the top of the show. Donated because he wants to see some wheel spin action, and this is really the only thing other than the trivia bracket reveal that we have going on the show. So if you want me to talk about anything else, you literally have to pay me to talk about football, because I don't want to talk about football this week at all. You probably do, Jeff.
Mr. Cherry.
Yeah, you probably do.
I don't mind
you're
not.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind not talking about it either, because I know that you had a rough weekend, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, my college team lost, my pro team lost, and I lost both my fantasy leagues. I don't want to talk about it.
No.
But if you want me to talk about it in detail, donate, because I am not talking about it otherwise.
You really kind of inadvertently stumbled on the best week to do the bracket reveal.
that wasn't the intent.
I know.
But,
I know. Trust me, I get you.
But I guess dumb luck has its way of working out. All right. So Brett, let's hope it doesn't start off like last time, because last week you hit the only bankrupt space on the wheel. So let's hope you have better luck this time. Here we go. And it's going to be, geez.
Oh boy. Oh Lord.
Oh boy. Okay, Brett. Jeff and I will both do this. And
I didn't like this in school, let alone now. You kidding me?
Well, that's the deal. I mean, we both have to do it.
Oh wow. Okay.
But
you're see a minor glitch here. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to get the well, that's loud. There we go. No, it's still loud.
Bad feedback.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Hold on. I muted you because the feedback was bad. Okay. You're good now? Okay, cool.
Test 1 2. Are we good now? Good. Okay.
All right. So Brett, I will take truth, because I'm too much of a chicken shit to do dare.
You know what? Honestly, same.
Yeah. I'm sure at one point, like when we get consistently more people watching, I'll eventually do a dare. But
right.
While we wait for that, I do want to bring up this. I started a TikTok.
Oh Lord.
Yes, I've joined that, and there is a reason that, like, there is a little bit of a tie-in along with the reveal. I'll tell you that later. But I started a TikTok, and my first TikTok, believe it or not wrestling related. It's actually,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's actually a food opinion. So I wanted to start it off with something different. At Greg Cherry Brand is my TikTok. So if you want to go follow there.
There you go.
All right. So Brett, we are waiting for your question for our truth. But Jeff, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I've been looking for. Yeah, I remember when you first told me you were going to do the bracket. I was definitely. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, it's soon, but it really feels like it hasn't. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Oh wow. Okay. I mean, go and throw it up there. Yeah. So
yeah. Any embarrassing moments you've had meeting wrestlers, Jeff? I feel like you would have more of these. For me. Well, you've met more. That's what I'm saying. The odds are.
I understand.
The odds are saying that. I guess I'll start because I haven't met a whole lot. Any embarrassing moments I've had, like embarrassing myself in front of wrestling. I don't know if I do, honestly.
Right.
Because obviously, I told a story, I believe, last week about Corey Graves. I didn't have any embarrassing moments like dealing with him at all. Had met Buff Bagwell at an indie show. Met Shawn Michaels at a book signing. I met a few wrestlers at Access. No, not for me. I don't think I've had like a specifically. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. So I think I've told you this story at least, or of this story.
Right.
WrestleMania Access, 2012. So WrestleMania 28. Jen and I actually briefly at the end of a YouTube show, Santino's Foreign Exchange. We're on WWE's YouTube somewhere. We appeared at the end of the show, and like after that, Santino was greeting everybody that was around him, except for me, who was the only person wearing his merch. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, it wasn't necessarily embarrassing, but it's like, come on, dude. Like, I am rocking your merch. I did the trumpet on the YouTube show because naturally it's me. But like, seriously, you can't give me the time of day. Like, that's like the only like really. It's not necessarily embarrassing, but it's the only real poor experience I've ever had with a wrestler, I guess.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I don't have that luxury, if you will. All right. So I don't tell anybody this story, and I mean anybody.
Oh, snap.
I'm not even sure you know it, to be honest with you.
Boy.
This happened before you became, as far as I know, before you became a fan of Extreme Mayhem. So that's how far back it goes.
Holy crap.
All right. So I talk all about, XPW weekend and my birthday and how I got to get involved kind of with Chris Hammer super kicking me and, the whole dry heaving with Tammy Sid's story in the back and blah, 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 whatever. What I don't tell everybody is it had to be the second night because I wouldn't have been back otherwise it was the first night. So on my birthday, I made the unintentional faux pas in wrestling back then, or at least I don't know how it is now, of referring to a wrestler by their given name, just having conversation rather not in front of the crowd, just in front of the boys.
Mm-hmm.
By their given name rather than their performance name. And it was Daff, actually, that I was talking to. So I was talking to Shannon, right? So the person, and I won't tell his name on the air ever still because he's a piece of shit. I don't want to give him any sort of one way or the other, like, oh yeah, well he's cool otherwise. Like, no, he's not. He's a prick. But one of the persons that was helping basically run the curtain area for Rob and Dylan on the air, you can see him on the air. And you saw the signs out there, so I need you to go back and go outside, please. Thank you. Well, that's because I couldn't have a chance to put it back. Please just do as I asked. Thank you. Hi. Okay. Hi. No, thank you. Dylan, can you come sign where it goes, please? Thank you. One of the people that the XPW management had enlisted to basically like not run the backstage area, but just use my helping out, I guess, in that role. Took it upon himself to be a prick and threatened me bodily harm if I kept referring to Daphne as Shannon. When I didn't know. I'm 20 years old. Literally turned 20. I don't think I even turned 20 officially, and I think it was still before 8:11 p.m. So yeah, 19 years old, never done anything like it, never been in the business at all, and I get threatened bodily harm. And the most embarrassing part about it all, as I look back now, is that the only reason I didn't get my butt kicked is because I convinced my co-host at the time, and you know who that is, to not drive back and try to beat him up. I didn't want that on my resume of wrestling stuff, to have him bail me out of a situation like that. He bailed me out enough by driving me away.
I've actually got one. Now that you brought that up, you brought that story up.
Okay.
Working an indie show in 2009, roughly. So I was managing my client at the time. He was wrestling a match, and he was wrestling this match against a guy who, quite frankly, had no business being anywhere near a ring. I will say that because he was a complete prick to me. And I won't mention his name because he really didn't do anything of significance. and doesn't deserve airtime being labeled. But the idea for the finish of the match, I might have told the story before. The idea of the finish of the match was he was going to get the guy, he was going to get my client on his shoulders, fireman's carry. I'm supposed to pull him off, distract him, and then my guy is supposed to get a cover, like with a counter to a sunset flip or something. I hold onto his hands, 1, 2, 3. We go home.
Right.
This motherfucker.
Whoa, F-bomb me. Here we go.
I don't care. This motherfucker goes to the middle of the fucking ring. It's like I look like an idiot running around the outside of the ring trying to grab his leg. I can't reach him because he's in the middle of the freaking ring. And then his idea, like he wanted me to reach over the ropes to hold on to him. I'm like, is the ref freaking blind? Like he would see me on top of the ropes. So I go underneath because it looks better and it makes more sense. Why would I climb up on the apron to hold his hands for the pin? That looks stupid. He was a complete douchebag. And then I got chewed out because it looked bad on me. And I'm like, it was just a screwed up situation. So dumb. Like, it's stuff
That's
like that doesn't make me miss indie wrestling. I liked a lot of it, but that ridiculous stuff, yeah. All right. Okay. We've got quite a few people in here. We're going to get this thing going.
All right.
So if you guys have any donations you want to do, I will get to them after the reveal.
Right.
And also, this is probably the most prevalent this has ever been. If you look, you get the challenge for the WTC title for $100 donation, because that was brought up a few weeks ago. So if you are not in the tournament, or you're in the tournament and you don't make it to the finals, or you lose in the finals or whatever, you still have a chance to compete for the championship. You got to pay to do it, but there you go. It was actually brought to my attention. You missed it last week. Cool Brothers Radio podcast said that the championship match may turn into a triple threat.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, you gotta get the money in before we film. Otherwise, you're facing whoever wins between me and the tournament winner.
Right.
But I think it's time.
Oh, yes.
I think it's absolutely time that we reveal who, in fact, is in the 16, not 17, the 16-person bracket. So let's pull up that beautiful bean footage. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move on with our first part of the bracket. It is the Dynamite bracket. The Dynamite division, as it is.
Yes.
So, first of all, representing the site known as Wrestle Buddy, which they actually have like a version of Quizlemania for themselves, which I have been asked to participate in. I haven't had the time yet to do it, but it is a plan to do it at some point. The first competitor in the WTC tournament, his name is Matty Laws.
Oh, okay.
And he will be taking on Sat E. Nyangi from Wrestling Daily.
Oh, wow.
That one I'm excited about. Sat is actually,
yes.
He is actually a big fan of me. I found out.
There you go.
Like he actually, funny enough, was a big fan of me on WTC, and that's how he discovered yours truly. And with him on Wrestling Daily, interacted with him, wonderful human being, and it kind of comes full circle with him being a part of the WTC tournament.
There you go.
Next up, I mean, you can't have a trivia tournament without this guy. He is the reigning, defending, as of now, Combat Wrestling Trivia Champion. He is the Wrestling with Trivia Champion. It's Chris Cass. You have to have Cass in the tournament. You have to. He made the finals last year. He won some redemption. Is third time the charm for Chris Cass in the tournament? You have to ask that question. Now, I do want to say that I drew all of these names completely randomly.
Okay.
So the fact that Chris Cass got the opponent that he did makes me so excited for the first round.
Oh, boy.
Because Chris Cass is going one-on-one in round one with K-Zone.
Oh, Jesus.
I love that match so much.
Oh, my God. That is crazy.
I love that match. Oh, man. I'm so excited about it. Oh, that's going to be good. And there is your Dynamite division, ladies and gentlemen. We are now moving over to, you know where this is going, the Rampage division. First up, it's the current reigning, defending Quizlemania champion, Tempest.
Oh, my damn. Oh, my damn. Here we go.
Yes, we got the reigning, defending Quizlemania champion 3 times over. Former Quizlemania Tag Team Champion, and within a hair of becoming the Jack of all trades champion. He was almost not eligible for this, but you pulled out that last round, so Tempest is now eligible to participate in the tournament.
Yes.
And he will be facing a first-time competitor, actually a pretty much unknown as far as the trivia game goes, so we'll see how Tempest does against Chris LaBelle.
Ooh, okay.
So, Chris, you're in the tournament, but you have a heck of a hill to climb.
Yes. Yeah, that's a hell of a first-round blockade there.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? Surprises happen in this tournament. They happen all the time.
This is very true.
This next entry, I am super excited about because I mentioned my TikTok earlier, the fact that I just started one. And this next competitor in the tournament has over 800,000 followers on TikTok. He is a wrestling entrance machine, but can he be a trivia machine? It's Professor Nick Harrison. He is in the tournament, and my goodness, am I excited about that.
Do me a favor with him.
Yes.
Don't have it on Jack of all trades, because I like having this spelled out when I'm on trivia shows with you. And if he's an entrance machine, 800,000 followers, yeah, I'm worried about my title at that point. So, but yeah, definitely don't sleep on him just because he's not a known trivia, basic trivia guy. Don't sleep on him at all. So
the thing that points me to he's a wrestling trivia guy is he nails nuances of entrances like I do.
Exactly.
So I don't know if that translates necessarily, but in my mind it does. So I'm really excited to have him. And he was such a gentleman when I talked to him about being in the tournament. So I'm really excited to have him. And Professor Harrison is going up against a former Wrestling with Trivia champion. He's been on Jack of all trades. He was in this year's tournament, I guess. This last tournament. It's Nico Suave Rigoli.
Nico, look at that.
Yeah, Professor Harrison against Nico. What a stacked division on this side too. Like, can it get better? Of course, it can get better. It obviously can get better.
This is Greg you're talking about. Of course, it can.
Next up, the Dark division.
Oh, jeez.
And first up, he is a combat wrestling trivia competitor. And he's pretty good at it. He does a lot of wrestling stuff down in Florida. Steve Mesa making his WTC debut. And he will be going up against a longtime watcher of the Greg Cherry Show. He will be going up against a former 2-time Fan Quizlemania champion. Yes, Steve Mesa, one-on-one with Brett Storm.
Brett Storm. There you go.
Brett is one of those guys who I think may take it all. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Brett is, with how good he is with the trivia aspect, I think he could take it all. And I set these tournaments up to scare the crap out of me to defend this title. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I do.
I don't either, brother. You were just a whole level with that kind of stuff. You're nuts.
I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. What a match that is. Now,
Oh yeah,
this is another match that I'm excited about because, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first woman in the tournament.
dun dun dun.
And I'm really excited to have her as well.
Yes,
It's Stephanie Hypes.
nice, very nice.
Just recently followed by Becky Lynch, I saw on social media today. So congrats, Steph.
Oh, there you go.
And also happy
Right.
anniversary. Stephanie being in the
tournament, you're in good shape.
Oh, absolutely. Like she is a massive fan. She hits a lot of I watch her social media and she hits a lot of specifics about stuff. So I think she could be a dark horse in this. She could do very well. And she's going to have to do well because her opponent runs Wrestling with Trivia.
Oh man.
It's JPO, Jordan Owens.
Dark Horse, Dark Division. I like what you did there. Very cool.
Yeah. See what I did?
I said
yeah. Not intentional, but there you go.
No, it worked out.
All right. And then finally, we had Dynamite, we had Rampage, we had Dark. Jeff, what do you think the last division's name is?
Well, I would think Elevation based on the show names, but that just sounds okay. There you go.
Yeah, it is the
Elevation. Too easy. So I was gonna say, too easy.
Yes. And first up in the Elevation division, Combat Wrestling Trivia competitor Alex Warden. Nice. Alex, I want to put him over because Alex Warden and I went to an overtime match in CWT.
Wow.
And we went several questions into overtime. Nice. So he is one of those that can do very well. We'll see how he does, though, against his opponent, Wrestling Daily's SP3.
Nice. Very nice.
That is another match I am super excited about.
Absolutely.
I mean, we got so much stacked here. And then we got the final two competitors who know each other very well, but never competed against each other in WTC. They are both members of Combat Wrestling Trivia. And this man may be the new CWT champion. I don't know. That match airs this weekend over at Combat Wrestling Trivia. Brandon Rutledge.
Oh, wow.
The man who nearly became Jack of all trades champion.
Yes.
And he will be going one-on-one against another tough guy in CWT, Michael Turner.
Oh, Michael Turner. Oh, my God. Here we go.
What a freaking bracket, everybody. Look at this thing. It is a thing of beauty.
It's a thing of my nightmares.
So.
I'm glad I ain't world champion no more.
I know that this is a terrifying bracket to look at. And I'm going to post this bracket on social media, on my Twitter, @GreatCherryBrand. If you don't follow me there, please go do.
Yes.
But, Jeff, looking at these 16 competitors, pick who, I want to say, who are your final four?
Okay. Final four. I can't bet against Chris Cass ever. So he's definitely there.
Ever.
Out of the Rampage division, I'm gonna go with Tempest, and I'll tell you why. Tempest is a determined man. He lost that match with me the first time I became Jack of all trades champion. Barely. He's hungry. He wants to be champion across the brands, across the sites, if you will. He's going to go in there full of PMV. Out of the Dark Division, I unfortunately don't know a lot about the majority of them, so I'll go with what I know and say Brett Storm there. And again, Brandon Rutledge and Michael Turner, the fact that they're facing each other is scary enough. I fear for the other people on that side of the bracket and on that side of the the overall tournament, man, because one of those two guys is going to be a pain in the ass to beat.
I mean, you would think, looking at this tournament on paper, that there would be clear winners. I don't think there is, because there are so many unknowns. Like, I don't know Matty Law's strengths. I don't know Chris LaBelle's strengths. I don't know SP3 is good at wrestling trivia, but how good is he? You know,
right?
Stephanie Hypes is in there. I don't know what her skill level is. I think she'll do well. There's just so many things. Sat too. There's so many things.
Yeah, I mean, Michael makes a good point. He made it to the semifinals last tournament. Will he make it to the finals again? Mike, you got to have that first round against Brand. You know, it's
yeah. You don't have an easy task.
No.
I mean, he faced off against Statboy last year, and you know, poor Statboy. I mean, he got shut out of that match. I don't think. I honestly don't think you're going to walk over Brandon Rutledge. You might not even beat Brandon Rutledge, honestly. Like,
no,
you guys are both that good. Like, I'm not going to say that. That one's probably the hardest match of the first round to pick for me.
Without question, mine as well. Let me throw it out there right now. Happy birthday, Statboy! Yesterday, by the way, we were supposed to do a.
Yes.
He was doing birthday shenanigans, so I was supposed to do a hybrid show of talk wrestling and sports bar. But man, Dylan was sick yesterday. I was just a mess. I'm like, I don't want to do it. Put it this way, I woke up today about 10 minutes before we went on the air, just because Greg said you're ready to go. I went, oh yeah, sure, why not? It's been a lovely day of sick here at the Casa de Beecham. So I do apologize for lack of shows actually this whole week. But yeah, Mikey, happy birthday! I know you had a good time out in your neck of the woods. Now he went to like actual knife store, bought his first pocket knife, and it looks pretty kick ass. Had a great dinner. He had a good time. I'm glad he did. I feel bad I couldn't be there in terms of getting shit done here on the network. But Mikey, we love you, birthday brother, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, and that's such a stacked bracket. Like it
really is, man. I'm sitting looking at it on my files here. It's like it's gonna be something. I will say this though. You know, who mentioned? I forget who mentioned the whole triple threat possibility being a scenario. Let's not forget. I only have to get 4 more successful defenses, and then I've got a ace in the hole, if you will. So, just because I'm sitting here watching this tournament go by, just because if I'm still involved, you know, defending and hanging on to the Jack of all trades title, doesn't mean I'm gonna sit there and be good job tournament winner. Yay, man! I'll tell you what, having the Jack of all trades title really makes me look at that belt in your desk and go, man, do I really want to get back involved? And I'm finding myself questioning for the first time in a long time. I'm not gonna lie.
And that's the dangerous thing, because the tournament should wrap up. Let me just say this: the tournament, I didn't have a start date before I began today. I am going to start it the day before my birthday. So November 4th, the tournament is going to kick off, because I got to get time to A, write questions, B, get a couple matches in the can. So that's when it's going to happen. November 4th is when the first tournament match is. What's it going to be? Obviously, I haven't talked to anybody about when we're recording matches. So November 4th is.
And yeah, if they're going to air on those Thursdays, awesome. Just know that the 18th I will be completely out of reach. And if I don't have a hand.
Well, we're not doing post shows anymore, so that's not a problem.
No. But I mean, I don't mind. You know, I always love being there just to be part of the the chat room, whatever. But I will be in a completely different magical place on November 18th. So you'll have to forgive my absence there.
Yeah, I am excited. And the thing is, like, I'm going to have to figure out a different day for Jack of all trades to air. It may be a Friday show for a little bit, for a couple months while the tournament rages on, because I don't. They will kind of overlap. Like the Thursdays are WTC day, but I may move Jack of all trades to Friday, which I got to get your competitors together for this month also.
Right.
And yeah, we may. if you retain, like, your fifth defense may come around the end of the tournament. So if I have to defend in a fatal four-way, that's going to suck.
Yeah, most definitely.
I was going to say JB3 might have to write the questions.
And JB3 with the bowl prediction right off the chain here. I mean, he's not wrong as far as that being a very distinct possibility.
I mean, Cass is a likely candidate to win the whole thing. Let's be honest. He made the finals last year. He's been a former WTC champion. He's a champion in combat wrestling trivia and wrestling with trivia. I think he's been champion for damn near a year or pretty close to. So he's on top of his game. The question is, will that translate to the WTC? Not saying it won't. It's one of those things. Like, sometimes you know things. Who knows? I mean, K-Zone might pull an upset. Let's face it. Like, K-Zone was in the Stump the Bum trivia contest. He made the semifinals of that. But Chris Cass, as far as we know, is kind of the guy to beat, not named Greg Cherry.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a pretty accurate statement to make. Absolutely. If it's not you, it's definitely him.
Yeah, and while Louis Dangour did it last year, and both the tournament winners, let me put it this way: the guys who have won the tournament have both beaten Chris Cass in the tournament. Mark Moffitt did it in the second round. He went on to win the tournament, and then obviously Louis did it in the finals of the last one. I'm aware, JB3, I haven't forgotten.
JB3, who can't be bothered to show up for our show, deciding to poke you now while he's off air. Sure.
Well, maybe he'll be one of the competitors for October. We will see.
There you go.
But if there's anybody that I have forgotten, that there were so many people that I wanted to fit in this tournament, and there were so many people that I unfortunately had to leave out of the tournament. There's only 16 spots, guys. Like, it sucks that there are people I talked to that I couldn't put in the tournament one way or another. But again, if you want your shot and you want to bypass the tournament, the option is available. Scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Somebody said they wanted to do it, and they have until we film the championship match to cash it in that way, and they can cash it in for a one-on-one after the fact. But there you go. I mean, we're not doing any weird laws today. We're not doing any questions. If you want the wheel spins, we'll still do those as we go off the air here in just a little bit. But man, I'm looking forward to getting this thing started. I got to start writing questions, see what I want to do. I actually want to bring this up. I did contemplate changing the format of WTC. Like I know I have jack of all trades, but I contemplated going to like a CWT format or a WWT format. Okay. And then I was like, if I do that, we lose Sarah because she has rules pre-recorded, and I don't want to lose Sarah. So ultimately, we're keeping Sarah because I like Sarah. Sarah's a friend. So we're doing that. So the format is the same as usual, the 20 questions. I may change up the tiebreaker question because I haven't had to use it yet.
Right.
But I may change it to using the wheel behind me to determine what that question is, which may be very, very interesting.
I'm looking forward to all of this, and it's funny, the old cliche is just, I think that might be the second back end. I was bound and determined not to be involved in any aspect of your trivia side of your things. Just stay the hell out of the fat of the fire, if you will.
Whoopsie.
And whoops, yeah, exactly. So I'm involved. So yeah, it's gonna be very curious.
Chris is asking, am I going to add more questions about non-WWE AEW topics like Game Changer Wrestling and New Japan? I mean, I'm open to it. Whether or not I do it is another story. I could do because here's the thing. I set up, when I do the questions, I do 20 different categories. of questions. And I write 15 questions for each of them. I mean, the last tournament was obviously different because we had the triple threat. But with this being standard, then I have to write 15 questions for each. I may pull Jeff, I may actually use you for some skip questions. Like you like to write some questions. So since you're not in the tournament whatsoever, you have no qualms about it. I may ask you for some skip questions for all the episodes.
I can do that. Just let me know what I need. What, is there a specific type of format for those questions, or just write questions?
Just write questions.
Okay, just making sure.
And actually, we did have a New Japan, or it was either New Japan or All Japan question in my championship match with Louis. A couple of them, I believe. And I somehow got it. I don't know. Here's the weird thing. I pull New Japan questions in CWT all the time. I don't know how. I legit don't know how. Yes. Point blank, yes. Here's the thing, too. We're not no DQ branded anymore. So there is no DQ like Hall of Fame or awards or any of that shit. Because I hated it, so I got rid of it. I like wrestling themes, so I use Spotify questions. That stays the same. And people get driven nuts by my Spotify questions. I'm like, I don't care. I like wrestling themes. It's part of wrestling, so deal with it. Like everybody complains like they don't expect it. It's like we've been doing this show for over 4 years, guys. Like they've been a part of it since season 1. Study your theme music.
It's a freaking funny everybody's for their question, and we all go, oh, we all groan like, oh no. Like,
granted, it's one question out. Yeah, it's one question out of 20, but you don't know who it's going to fall to.
Yeah. We're not Jeff making the whole questions where it's 2 of these per show. We're not that much of a dick anymore. So, it's just silly.
So yes, we will look into doing questions. JB3, I believe I did have a couple Ring of Honor questions in the last tournament. I believe I did. I feel like there was an ROH question in the title match. That one I don't recall. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out some different topics.
Gotta love Brett with the resignation. Like, fine, I'll go look.
Brett's got a mind like me though, so he might do very well with the Spotify questions. Like it's kind of scary how much our minds similarly work.
Well, what I always find funny about the Spotify questions, and I say it, not funny, just more irritating than anything else. The names they assign the old themes on Spotify were not the same as they were on Full Metal, Volume 2, etc. They weren't the same names, so it throws you off completely. And then to really, stick the knife further into your side, they had that ridiculous Corporate Ministry, for example, Corporate Ministry remix that never got used on TV once, ever. And they named it for Corporate Ministry. And it's like, okay, it sounds like the same basic theme, but it wasn't. Then they bring back the actual one, Evil Empire. Like, you all are trying to make money at this point. So I can figure it out.
Hey, the Uncaged albums, did they stop making those after 15? Like,
I think they did
because there's still, there's still some good themes that are missing. Like, they got a lot of the ones that I wanted for a long time. In fact, Uncaged 14 had like 60 different themes. It was kind of awesome. But yeah, theme songs are definitely coming back. I got to get working on the new intro because, it has no DQ branding in it. Got to get that out of there. I got to get the rules re-edited, even though it's not much of a change. Like, I got to make Sarah sound good, which not hard.
Not hard. Yeah, and by the way, we were supposed to have Sarah on one-on-one tomorrow with Jeff Meacham, and I know that I'm Jeff Meacham. One-on-one with Jeff Meacham. We're supposed to have her on that show tomorrow. Communication didn't happen for whatever reason on both our ends, so I will have Sarah back on as soon as I can. It's just a matter of communication stuff. We may or may not even have a show at all tomorrow, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there, but definitely know Sarah. She's busier. She's like the Michael Strahan of internet everything. She's everywhere, so she's busier in hell. So I don't blame her.
It's tough to get busy women on our shows, like Denise, Sarah. It's very tough. Chris Cass, for crying out loud, Chris. Did I win yet? Did you even see who you're facing, or did you just show up to comment that?
Yeah. Is it over yet? Yeah, it's it.
Here, I'll throw the bracket back up just to if they'll let me, because you don't have an easy road by any stretch of the imagination, Cass.
No, even in the first round, you're like, oh, geez. So yeah,
K-Zone is not a cakewalk.
No. Exactly.
Man, I love this bracket. Like looking at it and continually looking at it, it's so awesome. I'm looking forward to working with a lot of these people too. Like I want to work with Matty Laws. I got to see Sat very briefly. K-Zone's obviously been on Jack of All Trades. Steve Mesa I've faced off in CWT. Stephanie, I'm really excited about working with. Like she should be a blast.
Yeah, I'm liking all these. This is awesome. This is great.
So I had thought about doing a bracket challenge, but I decided against it. Like it's one of those things where if this was a show that was watched by like 10,000 people or so, if this was like a Quizlemania level show, then I would want to do something like that to like interact with the fans even more.
Right.
Like, hey, if you get a perfect bracket, including the final score, you get like $100 or something. I think that would be cool. Like, I think that would be cool to give away prizes like that, because like, even though there's only 16 people, it's way easier than 64 for college basketball, or 68 or whatever they do.
It really, it's a lot easier, but to be fair to our audience, necessarily, or even to me, I don't know a lot about these guys and their trivia and expertise. So trying to have a bracket challenge would be a definite challenge.
Yes. I would love to see a Chris Cass and Tempest final.
That would be epic. That would just be, I'm sorry, I'm typing. That would be tremendously, like, I would be nervous thinking about cashing in if I got all the way. If it's Tempest and Cass and you, I'm like, no, I'm good.
I want to see, man, like Professor Harrison and Nico, like that one's just intriguing on a whole bunch of different levels. Like I'm excited for that one. Yeah, so many good matches. So many good matches.
It's really hard as I look at. I have the screen up here, Jeff. You dumbass. Let me just get this over here so I can see better. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's not really one match that. I mean, for me personally, the matches that stand out, of course, are Chris and K-Zone, and then Rutledge and Turner, because I'm familiar with all those guys and I know exactly what. I was gonna say what you're getting them into, not what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, that those two matches, and then Tempest and LaBelle are really the ones for sure. I'm gonna go, okay, if any of those people get toward the end, I may have to just be content with wearing the Joker hat, the Jack of All Trades hat for now, because I ain't going near that. Yeah. No way.
Well, you still have to retain, like it's not going to be an easy road for you either.
Well, no, figure if you start in November, I still have to get past the October show, which is no guarantee at all.
November, December, January would be your fifth defense. Which the tournament the tournament's probably going to end in February.
Yeah.
So you'll know by the end of the tournament whether or not you're cashing in. I
mean, there's the JB3 prediction right there, which again,
that's not a bad prediction.
No,
I feel like you're overlooking Brett Storm, honestly. Like knowing what I know about, knowing what I know about Brett, he might give Mesa more of a challenge than you think.
Right.
Alex Warden and SP3 is another one of those matches where I'm just super intrigued to see what happens.
Again,
because Alex Warden has like ruthless aggression knowledge like I do. Like I'm really good ruthless aggression era, and he's got that. SP3 been on Quizomania a couple times. Also very knowledgeable with wrestling trivia. I'm really looking forward to that. There's just so many good. I want to get into this. Like I need to write questions. I want to get into this.
Honestly, what I'll need you to do between now and when you first record or first air or whatever is send me your questions list. And I say that because come into February, if I don't cash in, which, if whatever, I'll need, you need a host guy. So, I need to know what it's been used and what hasn't. So, but again, that's not a fair discussion, but I just want to make sure I threw it out there. It's like, hey, I need a knowledge too. That way I know what I'm getting, what you're getting me into, like I said earlier, because I need to know what was up. So,
all right, but there you go. I'm going to post that on social media, so everybody can discuss who you think is going to do the best in this tournament. Like, who do you think is going to be the surprises? There could be a lot of surprises in this tournament. Like, it is not easy to predict. Like, Chris Cass is a safe bet. Let's be honest. Chris Cass is a safe bet. We know how good he is. He's been absolutely stellar. He is a safe bet. But you can't.
Cass is your Cass is your John Cena, your Roman Reigns. So you can't. But yeah, like you said, can you predict? Especially when it's not actually like a scripted television in WWE where you don't know what's going to happen. Everybody, much like the Joker's origin, everybody has a bad day, man. Chris Cass could go out there and completely stink the place up. Not saying, well, Chris, I don't believe that, but stranger things have happened. So, don't underestimate anybody, don't underestimate anything. And, again, if you guys are watching this tournament and going, hey, these are really easy, I could probably do this myself. Email this guy. For next time, or throw the $100 down and cash in your shot right then and there, brother.
I mean, I'm waiting for somebody to do it. Like, it's been brought up to me more than once. I'm waiting for somebody to just put their money where their mouth is and be like, "Hey, I think I can beat you for the title," and I'm this confident. It wouldn't be the first time I took $100 from somebody beating them in trivia challenge.
So. Yeah, and you know what? And people have a lot of money. It's like, if you believe that badly in yourself and your abilities, $100 is not a whole lot of money. So,
you don't get the physical belt because it's got my name plastered all over it. So get your own.
And and I ain't rallying the troops to get the money together to make a new one. Unless you help if you beat Greg. How about that?
Yeah. If I hit Powerball tonight, I will send you your own belt if you beat me.
Dude, if you hit Powerball, we're all buying our own everything.
Yeah, we'll get bigger names.
We have to parade down. We have to parade down Oil City Main Street. Are you kidding me? Jesus.
There you go. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the bracket reveal. I'm telling you what, this is going to be an absolutely intense few months. I'm looking forward to it, and we're going to see for the first time since when did I beat Louis? March, April? When did that happen?
April. Sometime in sometime WrestleMania season. I know that much.
Yeah. So for the first time since April, the original WTC returns starting November 4th. I'll probably move the day for Thanksgiving because I'm not getting an episode on Thanksgiving. Nobody's gonna watch.
I was gonna say you episode as of now, you episode on Thanksgiving on Veterans Day. That's gonna be interesting. So
if they give you $100 for a shot, what are they fighting for then? To be the champion. Like that's the whole thing. Like, if you're that confident that you can beat the guy who claims he's the greatest wrestling trivia mind ever, like, you get to put your money where your mouth is. And if they lose, then
but to his point, if he does, and to your point, Davey, if the person does beat Greg, he'd be like Sabu having to freaking tape over the name Greg Sherry on the belt. It's like, it's silly. So, I have a problem, creating a belt, but the money's just not there. If you're independently wealthy, like apparently some people apparently are, by all means, I'll help you construct the damn thing. I just don't have the money. So, and again, J3's poking just to poke him, and that's fine.
Yeah. And plus belts cost $200, so
minimum.
We'd still be in the negative.
Right.
So
Greg went
thank you
without
very
his own
much.
custom belt forever. We were using the freaking big gold, and he was using the IC title. So come on, man, give me a break.
Yeah, I didn't get this until Fame paid for it for me. And
Yeah.
and it's
I was
not
gonna say Fame and Jeff and everybody. Yeah. So yeah,
this is engraved in here. Like my name is engraved in here. It's not like a plate.
get a new
So-
front plate. Okay, you want to talk to the people that made the belt and pony up the difference? Come on, man, that's silly. All right, it is almost 8:00 on Wednesday night, and we all know what that means. It's time for some dynamite, baby.
It is. So until next week, when we get back to the normal Greg Cherry show, and we'll be
Yes.
bringing up the tournament as it goes along. So have a good night, everybody. We will see you next week for more of the Greg Cherry show. Where is it?
I don't know.
I don't know where it
I had a cool sign.
is.
Where did it go?
It's gone.
Oh, here, we'll just go ahead and go with. There it is. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Okay, bye.